David Brewster here with a new episode of Chordplay. This is Harmonic Minor Scale Chords and Progressions, and it was a couple days ago when I made the Mastering Harmonic Minor Scales and Tails episode, and in that lesson I mentioned I was going to put this together. And we're going to basically identify, chords that deliver this harmonic minor tonality, static chords, also chord progressions. We're going to harmonize the scale and uncover, the chords that fit harmonic minor. Also at the end, some famous songs, so you can actually hear the scale in action. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, to get started here, we can basically identify like single chords that help deliver this harmonic minor flavor. So it is minor, so we could actually technically play an A minor chord, just A minor, and you could play harmonic minor over that and it would fit. Like the one chord is A minor as far as a harmonized harmonic minor scale. So as far as just a single static chord, you could definitely play, an A minor chord and then play harmonic minor on top of it, just like this. It fits that tonality. And that's basically A minor. Then I'm kind of looping there. I'm using the MXR clone looper to help me out here. But that was an A minor chord. And then that A harmonic minor played on top right there. And over that chord, you can hear how that fits. So as you can see in here, that A minor chord works. It fits the tonality of the scale, but we're missing a very important and crucial note, that G sharp. And if you remember from mastering harmonic minor from scales and tails, that G sharp defines harmonic minor. So let's locate another single static chord that will really target and pinpoint that tonality. And we can basically play with this. And that's an A minor major 7 right there. Just think of an A minor chord, but you're adding a major 7, which is G sharp, and that's basically all that means. A minor major 7. And you can see there's actually two G sharps right there on the D and on the high E string, so we're doubling, that G sharp. Now listen to the scale, with that chord played behind it. I'm using the MXR clone looper again. So here's A harmonic minor played over an A minor major 7. And you could probably hear, how that fits. Especially that G sharp. Now, once we've uncovered that minor major 7 chord, it's really beneficial to realize you can move that around. It almost kind of follows like a diminished, kind of path. So we can take that chord, we can relocate it to open position down here, and there's A minor major 7 right there. Now check this out, this is really cool. So if we just basically pinpoint or target that little part right there, that E, G sharp, and C, with that A root note or the open A string, there's A minor major 7. Now if we move it up right here, there's G sharp, C, and E with that A root note again. That's also A minor major 7. And it's the exact same shape right here, move to right there. And you can hear how it's kind of the same chord, just reworked or rearranged as far as the notes. Right? We can do that again, move it up. There's C, E, and G sharp again. No way. And we're just shifting that shape. And then if we go up again, we're basically an octave higher than where we started. So there's like a little smorgasbord right there of A minor major 7. Here, 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 and right there. So if you like that full minor major 7 chord, we can actually expand that. We could do that down here in open position, just play the high E with it. There's A minor major 7. Here's that larger shape right there. And just like that pattern we were kind of shifting up the fretboard, you can move that right there. There's also A minor major 7 right there. Move it up again way up there. It's a little tighter, but there's A minor major 7 once again. Okay, now we're going to harmonize the scale and start uncovering chords that are derived or come from harmonic minor. And this is where we're going to start finding some of those strange tonalities. And what we're going to do is actually borrow what I showed in the Mastering Harmonic Minor episode. We're going to play harmonic minor on the A string, and that's going to reveal where the root notes for all these chords are coming from, because we're going to line these chords up, along the A string. So if we play A harmonic minor like this, just like we did in the Mastering Harmonic Minor, episode of Scales and Tales, there it is. A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, and A, right? And there I'm actually fretting it like a scale, using individual, multiple fingers. But let's play that one more time and just use your index finger, because we're going to be making chords. So there's your root notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, and A. So I'm making you do that with your index finger just to really show you, like, there's the root notes for all these chords we're going to find. Here, 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 and there. Okay, so if we harmonize the scale, we're basically building a chord off of each note. And I already revealed, like, the one chord is A minor, right? When we were playing the scale like that, like over the chord near the beginning. So let's take that chord, we're going to move it down here, and I'm using this kind of open voice triad approach to kind of separate the notes, because I don't really want to put them close together like this. I want to kind of spread those notes, apart a little bit. So let's play A minor like this. Alright, so that open A, the fretted E, and then that C note on the B string right there. There's our one chord, A minor. Now, the two chord is going to start on B, and that's going to have B, F, and D. That's actually B diminished right there. Then we're going to move up to C, and now we've got C, G sharp, which is from harmonic minor, remember, and that E note. So it's basically C augmented right there. So the one chord's A minor, two chords B diminished, the three chord is C augmented. Traveling up here, there's D minor, that D, A, and that F note for D minor. Move up again, there's E major with that E, B, and G sharp. Go up a fret, there's F, or F major, with that F, C, and A. Then we're going to move up, that's the sixth chord right there, F major. Then we're going to move up to that, and that's G sharp diminished with that G sharp, D, and B. And now we're basically, a half step away from an octave higher. There's A minor. It's basically a harmonized A harmonic minor scale right there. A minor, B diminished, C augmented, D minor, E major, F major, G sharp diminished, and A minor again. Now, once you have the triads, then you can start finding, seventh chords built from harmonic minor, and this is where you really start getting some oddball flavors and chords. So starting, with the one chord, now we have A minor major 7, which we've already talked about that, but now we're starting with it right there. So the one chord's A minor major 7, the two chord is going to be a B minor 7 flat 5. The three chord is going to be a C major 7 sharp 5, like that. Definitely, grab a Q-tip if you need to, because that's kind of an ugly, tonality. I like it, but some people might freak out at a, C major 7 sharp 5. The next chord is going to be D minor 7, just a regular old, plain old D minor 7. Next up's E7, that's the 5 chord right there. And keep in mind there's a G sharp, hiding in that E7. And then the next chord is going to be F major 7 right here. Then the 7th is going to be a G sharp diminished 7, like that. And then we're back at A minor major 7 again, way up there. Now, what about chord progressions? So if we basically pinpoint and target one of the most popular harmonic minor flavored chord progressions, that's going to be a 1-5, using some of those chords we just looked at. Basically, A minor right there. That's the 1 chord moved to the 5 chord, which is E7, if you remember. And that's very common. That definitely kind of serves up, that A minor to E7 progression. Definitely is tailor-made for harmonic minor. There are other progressions that bring out that tonality or sound, but if you really investigate kind of what we're doing there, think of A minor like the Stairway to Heaven chord right here, right? And then think of an E7 related to that, so you can kind of see where the notes are moving or shifting. So we're going from that to this, right? And you can kind of hear that twist. It's contrary motion. Some notes are going down, some notes are going up, so it's got that really interesting flip when you're moving from there to there, right? Definitely has a very interesting flavor. So check this out. This is usually the approach a lot of guitarists use. Like over that A minor chord, you technically could play a harmonic minor over that, but typically what a lot of players will do is they'll play like minor pentatonic or say Aeolian, and they'll save harmonic minor for that E7, like this. There's that G sharp, right? Really reveal these chord progressions even further, let's think of a 1-4-5 kind of revolving around a harmonic minor, and you can really kind of hear and see the difference. So let's do just a straight minor 1-4-5, and then this kind of twisted or altered harmonic minor 1-4-5. So just a regular 1-4-5 in A minor or Aeolian, we could do this, A minor to D minor, and then it's E minor, right? Let's grab an E minor 7 just to kind of colorize it a little bit. So think of A minor, D minor, E minor 7. And that's kind of the flavor of just a traditional minor 1-4-5, right? That again, but let's change that E minor 7 to E7 and bring out that harmonic minor tonality like this. You can definitely hear that change. It has more, kind of this urgent sound because it really wants you to go back to A minor after that, to that. So what if we just simplify all of this and we're not looking at minor, major, anything, just power chords? Because I'm guessing a lot of the viewers out there definitely are familiar with power chords. What about a harmonic minor flavored power chord progression? And we can serve that up too, like this. Right, and that's definitely delivering a harmonic minor, tonality right there, that A power chord to an E over G sharp. So we're grabbing that G sharp and putting it, in a power chord like that. And then down to that F, to that E. And that definitely has that harmonic minor flavor with power chords. Here at the end, I'm going to basically steer you towards some very famous songs that use some of these chords and their progressions, and they kind of either imply harmonic minor or they flat out deliver it. And the first one is an eternal standard. Like this is a classic song, House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And when you hear that chord progression, like that A minor to E major at the end, the A minor to C, D major to F, A minor, E major, A minor, E major, like this part. That's definitely signaling, harmonic minor right there, that A minor chord to that E major chord, right? And we've already kind of hit that, in this lesson, kind of hitting that, A minor to E7 earlier. Well, you can definitely, just play E major. You don't have to make it, make it E7. That's bringing out that, it has that G sharp, so it's bringing out that harmonic minor tonality. But down there, a little hint of harmonic minor. What about Hotel California by the Eagles? All right, now that's up a whole step. And when you think of the intro to Hotel California, of course it's played on a 12-string guitar with a capo, but it's B minor, right? And then it changes to F sharp major, right? And that's definitely serving up that harmonic minor tonality, B minor to that F sharp major. And I think there's occasionally F sharp 7, kind of thrown in there. So that's definitely kind of serving up, that harmonic minor, that harmonic minor tonality and flavor. And then the last example here I'm going to kind of recommend, Dire Straits' Sultans of Swing, and that's going to be in D minor. And the chord progression there, right? Got that D minor, and there's some substitutions going on here. There's C major to B flat major to A major, like that. That's definitely a very famous harmonic minor flavored example. That D minor chord. And you can hear Mark target C sharp. He's kind of playing around with that, that major, when we get that major 5 chord, he's targeting C sharp, and then he ends up targeting that D when he goes back to D minor. So if you want a classic harmonic minor example, of a song that isn't Yngwie, check out, Sultans of Swing. That's definitely a timeless song, and definitely Mark's a master of weaving. You can check out the soloing and stuff in that song where he's weaving between like pentatonic based ideas, and then serves up and kind of targets harmonic minor, ideas in that solo too. Definitely a classic tune. All right, that's going to wrap this episode of Chordplay with harmonic minor scale chords and progressions. And definitely there's more to this. Like, this is just the beginning. We're just kind of venturing toward the deeper end of this big swimming pool. And obviously, the next step would be changing keys. And that's why I was trying to serve up some examples, from different keys. Hotel California and Sultans of Swing and stuff here at the end. Because everything we've hit in this episode, the Mastering Harmonic Minor episode that I made, a couple days ago, not to mention the Harmonic Minor episode that I made last October, those were all in A minor, pretty much. So the next step would be moving away from A minor, investigate this maybe in D or B minor or something, or F sharp minor, or whatever key you want to move it toward. But that's definitely the next hurdle, or the next challenge, is moving this away from the key that you learned it in, and then learn how to kind of work it and play with it in other keys. All right, so just a heads up, I am going to pause this harmonic minor related, information and lessons on my channel. I'm going to return to regular programming for a couple episodes, and then in about a week or so, I'm going to hit the modes from the harmonic minor scale. And I wanted to give viewers out there a little bit of time to kind of wrap this information around their head and their fingers. And you do need to have kind of a working knowledge, at least a basic working knowledge of this information, before we start tackling the modes from the scale. Because you definitely need to have the basics and the fundamentals at least, somewhat under your fingers before you really start, tackling and mutating and changing, the scale tonality and kind of locating those different modal sounds. But all in due time. So anyway, leave some feedback and comments. Please subscribe to Lessons, and I'll be back before you know it with more content and material. Thank you.